What's up, y'all? I'm PC McCray. You can call me P.
Hey y'all, my name is Shaun the Head. You can call me Shaun the Head. And this is the Everything Has Changed podcast.
From 2 college roommates to 40-something adults, life has been lifing and we want to talk about it.
We are the new adults, y'all.
How did that happen?
I don't know, P, but we got to talk about it.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Hey, Shaun.
Hey, B.
Hello.
We're here. How's it going?
Here. It's going. It's
Okay.
going.
Good.
Yeah. A lot going on. That's usually how it goes, and just trying to balance and maintain your mind.
Yeah. Breathe.
Maintain.
Yeah.
Breathe. Deep breath exercises.
Yeah. It's funny because some days you'll feel like, all right, doing good. And then the next day, it's like, where am I? I don't know what happened. Why is today so different from yesterday? Do you do this thing where something happens, like for me, I noticed that if I'm having like a really good day or like a really good time of day, even if it's just like the evening, like let's say I go out have dinner with friends or whatever, and I'm like, oh my God, I had such the best evening. And I'm trying to be present in that feeling. And then sometimes a little voice be like, well, you better savor it because, like it almost feels like once my brain realizes that I'm having a good time or that I'm feeling peaceful or refreshed or whatever, then it's like, okay, but how long is this gonna last? Because it ain't gonna go over to the next day, or it ain't gonna, you know what I mean? Do you do that? I
I'm the
know it's not
opposite.
right, but okay.
No,
Tell me.
it's you. Don't say that it's not right or wrong. I am the opposite. When I do recognize that, oh, I'm having a good time right now. I am happy. I have joy. I'm at, like you say, peace.
Yeah.
I want to continue this. How do I continue to make this move forward? So that's what it gives me hope that, okay, you can still find joy. You still find happiness, and not letting the worry and responsibilities of life weigh you down. 'Cause that's the key. That's the
Yeah.
key. So that I would say, friend, when you do have it, instead of saying, nope, it's not going to last, maybe try to be like, yes, I could do this.
It's more so like I question it. It's like, okay, now my brain wants to know, how long do I have here in this moment?
Mm.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Especially if it's something that's like, I use the example of going out with friends just because, like, I went out, my friend turned 40 the other week, and it was like my first time getting out of the house. And went to dinner, and then we all left dinner and went to drinks. And I was like, we're having the best time. But it's like, then I get in the car and go home. I started having that feeling because I was around certain people and I was in a certain place or whatever. So then I'm like, well, I can't extend it because I'm leaving here. But my brain wants to know, okay, so does this mean, so tomorrow you won't feel like this because you won't be outside tomorrow. Tomorrow you're going to be working, that type of thing. But I think that's also why I've been trying to focus when I have the thought, when I think on it, I try to just focus on just staying present so that my brain don't even go there, you know? And just so that I can fully feel whatever the emotions are, I guess, until the next one come along, child.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. Just staying present.
Yeah, that's
Being
something I'm
in the
trying to
moment.
focus on.
You got
Hard
it.
to do, okay? Because you still
it.
got to be thinking to be like, okay, now stay present.
Stay present. Just go back into it. Just follow the
Yeah.
conversation, laugh, enjoy the laughter. Do you ever pull up to the house and just sit there for a little bit?
I don't, but I don't. I know people do that, especially like people with kids and like the kids are in the house and stuff. But
Yeah.
listen, okay, cuz when my child is out the house, I'm talking about I want it dead ass quiet. And it's weird cuz that ain't used to be me. I used to be like music for everything, right? Cuz you know how we are. But I don't know, like, in the past couple years in particular, I really value silence.
Mhm. Mhm.
I really do think I have developed ADHD, but it's weird because I know it looks a lot different, or it can look different in women than it does in
Mhm.
men, right? 'Cause, like, my partner has ADHD. I know, and it's textbook. I know what that looked like. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Mine, different, but I'm clear that it's something going on. Put it that way. It doesn't bother me at all, but it's just like, huh, that's interesting, because I didn't used to be this way. And then I have a friend who's a doctor who's like, pregnancy actually can be a catalyst for things that weren't happening before. And I kind of knew that, like, physically, because I remember I used to work with a girl, and she had like 7 kids, child. And she was like, yeah, every time I have a child, something, she was like, at one point my feet started growing. Now, once your feet hit the spot they're supposed to be, it stay there.
Yeah.
But some ladies get pregnant and then their feet start growing again. Now your shoe size changes, things like that. And that actually did, like, my feet are different now. I can't say that, but stuff like that, like, physical things happen in your body after pregnancy. So I don't know if it's the hormones kick something off or what. But I have a friend who's a surgeon, and she was just telling me that it also can kick off even, like, some disorders and things that you probably can't even say you didn't have before, but if a lot of stuff just lies dormant in our body. And so I've decided. I've decided that pregnancy kicked off some ADHD for me, or it might just be a hormone thing. But yeah, it's got to be quiet around here, and you would think with a child who's nonverbal, oh, your house must be quiet. No,
Mhm.
incorrect. They still vocalize. You just don't know what they're saying, okay? My
Yes.
daughter babbles all day long. And we will have conversations and I just respond and we just go back and forth. Do I know what she said? No idea. No idea. But they tell me that the best thing to do is to continue to have, your little conversations. So
Mhm.
yeah, no, and then she can get really loud and she likes to yell and scream when she's watching her show. It gets stupid loud in here. So when she's not here, when her daddy's not here, it is quiet. Me and the dog snoring. That's all I hear.
Okay.
And I be at peace. So that's what I do for my little peace. Like, when she's at school, quiet. I want
Yeah.
quiet. Cause I'm
You
never
know
by myself. So
right.
it feels good when I'm by myself now. For real.
That's interesting. I'm not one that gets to the house and stays in the car, but I've noticed, especially if I've had a long day of making decisions
Yeah.
and caregiving and all that stuff,
Yeah.
by the time I get home, like, I don't wanna watch TV, I don't wanna listen to anything. I will literally take a shower and just lay on the bed in the dark, or just, and not in a depressive way, but just
Yeah.
quiet. Just
But for
your
how long?
brain.
How long do you have to have that quiet?
Give me please 30 minutes.
Oh,
Give
that's
me
that's a tiny amount of time.
at least. And I will, because I okay. Being an only child, I'm used to being alone. So being married and partnered and having someone here, I have to get adjusted to that. Even with my
Yeah.
parents,
Yeah.
it's like it's okay. I would be in my room, they'd be in their room. We could be in other parts of the house. Not everybody can do that. They want you to be right next to you all the time. It's like I need a minute. Just just I need a I'm okay.
Yeah.
Just need a minute.
It doesn't have
Oh,
anything to do with anyone else when you
no.
need them. It's just I need to
A
come back to
reset.
center. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes. It's a reset. It's a center. And I'm finding I need that more and more and more and more each
Mhm.
day. But you do your best. But no, I'm not to the point where I sit outside. And like you said, a lot of people do that. You have to mentally prepare because the job doesn't stop. Like you come from home, and whatever you have from work and whatever you have at home, you
Mhm.
have to do that work. and any organizations that you're involved in and whatnot. Sometimes I'm in a meeting, I'm like, "Oh my god, I have another meeting to do for Delta," and I'm like, "Oh, all right, turn it back on real quick." And then
Yeah.
once it's off, it's off. I just want to watch something stupid that I don't have to pay attention to. Because even my good shows that I really have to pay attention to, I don't. If I've had a tough day, I don't want to watch those
Right.
because it requires you to think. The really good
Right.
shows that mysteries and stuff. So yeah, give me something dumb, just so dumb that I just
Not dumb.
just dumb. Oh god. I will say, so here in Orlando, there's a new theme park coming, Epic
That
Universe.
universe, I've been hearing about this for the past couple days.
Yes,
All I
it
heard was flying
opens.
dragons.
Yes, yes, it opens May 22nd officially,
Okay.
but um, we had opportunity to go during the preview
Oh,
on Monday, me and the family.
nice.
They have some more work to do, I'll say
Oh.
that, and there's signs all over that
Oh,
says this is a technical rehearsal.
okay. Okay.
So, okay,
Okay.
things weren't working. Some
Okay.
rides stopped
Oh,
working.
oh, in the middle of people on
Mm,
them?
mhm,
Oh.
mhm,
Oh.
mhm. Yep, and you follow the app, the Universal app, and it'll tell you, "Oh, this ride is delayed, this ride is shut down." Some of them 'em aren't even open yet. Um,
Okay.
but I was the one we got on, it's called Starlight. I was trying to look for it. But you know those videos where you see people get on that slingshot and they kinda pass out because getting they too much oxygen?
Yes.
For the first time in my life,
Oh, Lord.
this ride was so fast. So what it does, it has like 2 or 3 launchers. You know, the regular roller coaster now that they like just shoot off, just take off.
Yeah.
This one has it's like a 3-speed launcher. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh.
So
I was
I
ready.
thought, I'm like, okay, I know it's gonna be a launcher. I did not expect it to increase each time. So the last whoa, it was so fast. I could not catch my breath.
Mm.
I couldn't, and so my
Did
screen
you
would have
pass out, P?
yeah, I think I
P!
did. I
What?
just I just remember doing
Wait.
like one of those like my head just and then it wasn't until we did a twist, a flip or something, and I was able to catch my breath, and of course, it came out finally. When I tell you,
I'm crying. I'm crying.
this ride was so fast. My
Oh
cheeks
my
were
god.
flying back. I had cotton mouth because once I was able to yell, once I had my voice back and my air within me, I'm like, no, no, I can't be off. No, no, never again, never again, never again. I just kept
P.
saying, my sister-in-law was on with me and
Oh,
she the same way. Never again, never again,
but did she
never.
pass out though? You the only one
Well,
who passed
I'm the only one that kinda passed out, but she
out.
said something her hair the way her
Okay.
hair flew back, she knew. She was like, "Uh-oh. Uh-uh." It just it's a no, but I want people to enjoy themselves.
They should still go.
They should still go because
Okay.
people who ride roller coasters, they're gonna have a blast. The rest of the people I was with, the rest of my family, they were like, "Oh, that's dope. That's fire. Let's
Yeah.
go again." All that. Not me. One and done, baby.
Oh, I have
One.
real tears. I was not
Yo,
ready.
I wasn't ready. And something told me, I was like, "You don't really want to ride this ride." I just was gonna go just to see the world, just to get a chance to get
Uh-huh.
out. And they talked me into it. I'm like, all right, let's just ride. Yep. Mm-mm. 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 No,
So
no more.
what about was there anything there that you liked?
Yeah. Oh, it's called the Stardust Racer. I had to make sure.
Oh, it's a racer. Okay, well that I
What
guess that
it's
tracks.
Yes, it's a roller coaster, but it's two, so they have 6 cars total, but you get in a
Okay.
green lane or a yellow lane, and they
Mhm.
essentially are racing
Oh,
and
oh,
going through the
goodness
twips.
gracious.
Right. Now, once I woke up again, I didn't open my eyes no more. So I just
I
like,
can't.
"Get me off this thing." We were flying up. I couldn't feel myself. My limbs were all over the place because it didn't have it had only had a lap bar, but we're doing flips and
Wow.
dips and turns. I said something ain't right. We should have the shoulder strap ones to come down. No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah. They
they
want
don't
you to
have it.
feel everything.
They want you to feel your butt lift up off the seat, and only you have is the lap bar in front of you. So I'm holding that thing like it's my life is on the line because really that's how I felt. But the rest of my body is up as we're doing all these turns and flips, and then we get to another launch part, and it's a boom, boom, boom. How do you do a triple launch within the launch?
I can't believe you passed out.
Girl, me
They
either.
sent the picture. You know how they do the pictures at the top.
I know. I don't, and maybe that's coming because a lot of, like I said, a lot of the features they have work to do. So maybe that part is coming, but people just got on and got off. But yeah, it's let me see. Share Stardust Racer, a dual launcher. So there were two. Okay, reaching incredible speeds of up to 62 miles per hour. Uh-huh. Board a comet and rocket to the furthest reaches of the stars. The height 133 feet long, 5,000 feet track.
They were gonna shoot y'all to the moon.
Known as the celestial spin, dazzling display of colors and I didn't see anything. I don't know what the lights look like because my eyes were closed the rest of the time. But no, I don't. 62 miles an hour. It was fast. Let me just say that.
It's gotta be fast for you to pass out on your way up.
And only because, again, I think that launch caught me off guard. So I was like, what is, and
Yeah.
it just took my breath. And by then we were off to the races.
Oh
And so
man.
it just, oh my God. One and done. Father God. I've gotten to that point now. We're here in Orlando. SeaWorld has some roller coasters now. They didn't have it when we were young, when we would go on field trips.
Oh, hold
So
on. SeaWorld
these
had
kids.
I went to SeaWorld. I was in
When's
high
the
school
last time?
to
High school?
no, no, no. It was past college the last time I went. But the first time I went to Disney, anything, I
Uh-huh.
was in high school. But we went to SeaWorld and they had one roller coaster.
Mm.
And it I don't remember the name of it, but it was you know how when you're like going down and
Yes.
you feel like, okay, this can only happen for so many seconds. Cause you know how it feels when your stomach feels like it's gonna drop. When your stomach
Mhm.
drops, or does it actually go up? I don't know. But you figure like, hey, it's gotta end soon because my stomach is about to come out my mouth. Well, this
It keeps going.
this roller coaster went a good 3 seconds past that point. It was the longest drop I've ever been on in my life. And I was like, wow.
I
Okay.
wonder if it's the Kraken.
That
If
actually sounds
that's
familiar.
It had to be the
But it was
Kraken.
back it was it was there when we were in high school, but I
Mhm.
was probably only one. But I remember it was my first time at SeaWorld. I didn't even know they had. I'm like, what, they got a roller coaster at SeaWorld?
They didn't. They didn't. No,
Wow.
growing up, they did not have roller
Okay.
coasters. It was
Okay,
just
yeah.
the animals.
Yeah.
Now now in a offer to bring more to the parks, they have like 3 or 4 of them or 5, and they're pretty dope. Again, I won't get on that one at SeaWorld, and then there's another one that's called Manta. and then you're
Okay.
essentially like a stingray,
Yeah.
but they hoist you where you're hanging upside down and you go backwards. You're flipped upside down.
So is your stomach
Mm-mm.
facing the sky?
Yes.
Okay, so you're hanging upside down, and so are you in a seat, or do they have you laid out flat?
So they get you in your seat upright,
Okay. Yes.
and then as at once they got you locked in, then the floor leaves and they
Okay.
start to bend you forward. So at that point, you're almost like Superman. You're just
Okay.
dangling there. The whole
You're
ride is just there.
so you're looking at the ground.
You're looking at the ground.
Okay.
And then once you go, the rest of the ride, at some point, your belly is up to the sky several times.
Goodness gracious.
Girl, again, never. So I'm all right. I'ma just say right now, I'm good on roller coasters. I think I've come to that point in my life where, yeah, I will hold the bags.
Maybe 'cause that we're at the point where they are just trying to outdo people,
They are.
it's not a roller coaster now. Now it's like a challenge for your life, okay?
Yeah.
And if you get on, it's like, "Hey, we too old now to be challenging." Like, it might not be the thing.
And then the one that we did get on at Epic is open. That one's working. The one that's not open yet, because they still got to work out the kinks, is supposed to be faster than that. And apparently, the rumor is while they were testing, it took the test dummy's head off.
Hey,
Hey, friends, we're just getting this podcast going and we're so thankful for your support. If you want to be updated whenever we drop a new episode or when we drop some of the special things we've got coming, head on over to everythinghachangedpodcast.com and drop us your email so you can stay locked in. Cool? Cool.
Yeah. So they like that's not even open. Like they wouldn't even we couldn't even see that
wait
part. So
a
they're still testing that. Mhm. Mhm.
testing?
Mhm.
How about
Mhm.
no? Never
Mm-mm.
mind.
No, 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 no. They just had to tweak the G-force, I suppose. That's the Harry Potter ride. So, you know, hopefully May 22nd, God
They can't
bless.
they can't be taking
I'm
people's heads off on the Harry
I'm
Potter ride, man.
sure they've worked that part out. But if that's faster, if that Harry Potter ride is faster than the one that I just got off,
Yeah.
mm-mm. No, ma'am.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Well, it's cool that you got to try it out, just before because I literally heard about it yesterday, probably online, but this morning they were talking about it on the radio. So
Yeah.
it's really being talked about. So that's cool though that you got to go before it was open and be like you were a test dummy yourself.
We are. We
Yeah,
really were.
yeah.
And knowing that, because again, all the signs around that said these are technical rehearsals.
Right.
So essentially go at your own risk.
Yeah.
And I prayed down before I even got on that thing. But some of them did break down. The Mario broke down with people on it, but that one's not like a roller coaster. So they were
Okay.
okay. You're just kind
Okay.
of stuck in the machine somewhere. But all of that to say, that was my outlet and my moment to just have a break, but passing out was not part
No,
of the
I think classic overachiever. Let me get on the death ride and pass out.
I've because I
But you
always
made it.
wondered, amen, praise God. When I tell you that thing was coming to the close, I said, get me off of it now, Lord, thank you. But I always wondered how people like, what is that? Why do people pass out on those rides? I see now. I get it. The wind, your air is gone, or too much oxygen came to your head, or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I- in my attempt to let out a scream, I in the wind coming to me, it just was like mm. Do, 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 do. And not until a flip upside down is what woke me up. And
Yeah.
I just see the light, the
Maybe
sun is
they
in my
planned it that
eyes.
way. They planned it
Maybe
that
I don't.
way.
I,
They
mm.
go pass out here, but then when they flip, they gonna come back.
They'd be like, "What is happening?" No, No,
Oh, wow. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you got to experience that. That reminds me too, though. I need to get out the house more and do things. I maybe not get on like death drops or anything,
no,
but
no, don't
but
do that.
that's cool. Like that sounds like a cool little experience,
I
minus
think
the
you
passing out.
should. Minus the
Minus the
passing out.
passing out.
And
Yeah.
here in
Never
Orlando,
fun.
we also had a ride where that young man passed away when he fell off of the it was
When was this?
oh, I forget. Here in Orlando on I Drive, the
But when?
ride was a couple of years ago, 2 or
Okay.
3 years ago. Uh,
You always hear about people getting stuck on rides and stuff, but um
March of 2022. It was called the Orlando Free Fall
oh Lord.
at Icon Park, and let me tell you something. My spirit discernment won for me and my family
Yeah.
because we would go out and of course Icon Park has a lot of restaurants and everything around. So, but you can see this huge 70 feet tall ride and you come down really fast watching it. We were like, "Oh, hell no." Like, just the way it came down so fast, we said no.
Mm.
And it just looked dangerous. And so this young man, unfortunately, it came down so fast. And what happened was he's a big kid. I'm looking, he was 12 or 14, but he was like 6 feet tall.
Mhm.
And the ride just didn't hold him. And as he
He
was
came
coming
out.
down, yes,
He came out of the seat.
yes.
Oh, I bet they got sued out the wazoo.
Absolutely, and they've torn
I was
down the
thinking you were gonna
ride.
say that he had some kind of like medical condition or something.
No, no, no,
He
no, no.
came out the seat. Oh,
He passed.
Jesus.
He passed. The jury awarded 300 million to the family. The ride was dismantled, like, it's no longer
Okay,
there
good,
anymore.
good.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that happened to him, but looking at that ride, it was something gonna happen. And they
Mm.
showed how other people were either sliding up from under it or it just wasn't made properly.
Uh-huh.
So, all that to say, yes, get out. I want you to get out and about when you
But you know what
can.
that reminds me of? The last part of the convo. I remember one Orlando classic. It had to be classic time because why else would we be in Orlando? I remember it had to be classic, or maybe it was spring break. We were in Orlando.
Mm,
No, 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 it wasn't because the school had a function at Universal. Fam had they like bought out Universal at nighttime, so we got to go
mhm.
to Universal at night. That was cool. And then they had a concert. It was Trina and 112. So that's why I said it had to have been like Orlando Classic. Cause why else? I guess it was just
Fam?
FAMU people. Uh huh. Yep. Yep.
Huh.
Cause it was me, Stacy, R, and R's cousin. And it was just everybody. We was out there at nighttime. And then we was over at Margaritaville, of course, but it's like we did all the nighttime activities, but the park was open at night. We got on all the rides, and it was just all these young black people. Like you ain't never see Universal look like that. I
Yeah.
don't know what year, so that had to be. It was probably something like junior year or something like that. But yeah, they bought out Universal at nighttime.
That's
That was cool. I can't remember it happening again while we were there. Well, that's not true because who knows? Maybe I just didn't go down for classic. But hopefully they did it again because that was fun. That was cool. Yeah.
Remind me of grad night. We used to have grad night here
Yeah,
at high schools.
boy, you Florida people and y'all stories.
I
But
know.
y'all always was talking about that grad night in senior year and how y'all got to go. I said, man, we ain't do none of that.
I know. But
We
what
went
was
to the
weird,
park.
they had some outer towners that would come from different states, but for the main
Yeah.
part, it was mostly the schools from Florida, and they opened up all the parks for us till 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And Beyonce, well, not
What?
Beyonce, Destiny's Child and
Okay.
Jessica Simpson were our performers.
Okay, well, at that time, yeah.
Yeah, and it was right when the Say My Name controversy came
Was
out
it
where the
it
girls went.
so was it the original
So
Destiny Child?
no, no, and so some of my friends who were with me, they felt a way. You had 2 sides. You either was like, "Imma rock with Destiny's Child still,
Yeah,
whatever," or you're like, "No, that was wrong." So they wanted to go. I was like, "Well, I'm still gonna this Destiny's Child. I'm still gonna stay here."
right.
That's when
So
that's when me and
then,
Beyonce became friends.
was it Michelle or was it Michelle and Farrah?
It
Like,
was Michelle
which
and Farrah.
and Farrah was still there? Oh, that was
Yes,
a small amount of time, P. You really hit that.
off
I
the
don't think many
video.
people seen that foursome because it went
No.
through. I saw Destiny's Child when it was the original 4. So
Yes.
I feel like, I feel like I had an experience, okay?
You did. You did. You got history.
I got a little bit of history. That was back at, For Sisters Only, which is this thing that they would do. It's a weekend thing they would do at the, I don't know, probably the World Congress Center at the time, but it's just like a black, where all the vendors come out and they set up their booths and all that, and then they have music over here, they
Yeah.
got food over here, and then you walk the aisles where everybody's selling stuff. It was called For Sisters Only. Used to happen every year, and and it was put on by the radio station, so it would be real acts there. And
Oh,
so
wow.
that's when Destiny's Child was there. But it's crazy to think that Beyonce was performing in like a warehouse.
Yeah.
Because that's
They
essentially
hey,
what it
but
was.
but
Yeah,
they
now look.
grinded.
Yes,
Yeah.
they really did.
They she was on the grind, those girls.
All of them.
Matthew wasn't playing.
And people talk a whole bunch of shit, and it's like, y'all wasn't there. These
Mm-mm.
kids were doing this when kids was playing in the park. They was out running in the park with backpacks on,
Mhm.
singing at the top of their lungs so they could get everything together. Which that reminds me, P, because
What's
we
up?
were talking about. I know that you watched Will Smith on Drink Champs. I still have yet to watch, so forgive me, guys. We're gonna wait till I watch before we can break that down because y'all already know I'm biased towards Will. And I love me a good Drink Champs interview if it's with somebody, that I like. I like to hear stories from what that was why I really was into verses at the time. Besides the music part, I liked how they would go back and forth with this is what we were doing when we made this song, or this is how we came
Mhm.
up with this hit. Or I love those kind of stories. So
Mhm.
I like Dream Champs, depending on who it is. I like the R&B Money podcast with Tank and
Yes.
Jay Valentine because I want to hear all that. I want to hear how y'all wrote the
Yes.
song. I want to hear all the things. So those are my kind of jams. But Will Smith just came out with a new album. LL Cool J came out with a new album. I don't remember exactly when it was, but it was like in the past 6 months at some point. Ice
Oh.
Cube also came out with a new album, and I ain't saying that I listened to him, but it made me think. Okay, I cannot say. Although I did download Will's album because honestly, some of the songs that I heard online, I said this kind of catchy, Will. And then the one where he did the song where it was all those trolling comments, and he took the
That
trolling
was cute.
comments and I said, this is why. Like the thing about Will, he really knows like, okay, this is what's going on in the culture. This is what the culture is feeling. Then that's what I'm gonna do. So you could see when he turned his marketing from like traditional marketing to more social media marketing, and how he
Mhm.
will now go do some of the trending videos. You can see like he's got his pulse on what's working. And so then he finds a way for it to work for him though, where he could still be Will Smith and be his age. He's not trying to be young,
Yeah.
but he's bringing on young people to help make what he does, I guess, for the culture, for the crowd. And we know somebody who works with Will Smith,
Ooh.
Clayton.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Like he writes for him. I know that
Oh,
he's a
Clay.
part of his team. He's a part of his team, and so
Nice.
sometimes, like when you watch when Will was doing the documentary stuff when his book was coming out, if you watch a
Uh-huh.
documentary, Clayton's in it. Clayton's sitting at the table with them. So like he's one of his just as far as comedy and stuff, I'm not gonna say advisor. I don't know the title or whatever, but he
Yeah.
works with him, and he writes for him and stuff like that. So that's cool, but, just somebody we went to, college with, you got he
Right, like, I was
Clay was
explain that.
actually, Clayton English. He won what was the contest he won, P? The, comedian contest, and they give you the money. It was like it was on TV.
America's
But you
Funny.
might also know him. He's on the 85 South show a lot. He's an actor, so he was on House of Pain. He was on, he was on the Disney Plus show, Hawkeye. He was on the, Hawkeye show. So
Last
he
Comic
out there.
Standing.
Last Comic Standing, he won that. What year does it say?
I'm looking it up.
It was a while ago.
It was a while we were like, "Oh my god." But that's
Yeah,
so
he won the whole thing.
amazing to watch, like, your freshman brother from freshman year in college and grinding and out there doing the work, and now he's oh, I did not know that he
I
was
love
working
it.
with him.
Yeah, I love that for him because when we came back home, that is when he was, getting on with comedy. And so every night he was doing comedy shows around the city. So we would go and support and everything. And then at one of the comedy shows, somebody who worked for Tyler Perry was at the comedy show and said, "Hey, I want to bring you in to audition." And that's how he got on House of Pain and went up from there. It's cool to just see somebody literally at their beginning, literally saying, "It would be cool if I could do this. I would really like to do this. I'm going to try and do this. I'm dedicated. I'm going to do what I need to do to get there." And then to actually watch them get there, it's just like mind blowing. So shout
That's
out to him, man.
awesome.
It
Okay,
was
I did not
yeah, it
know
was
he was
definitely a while back. Yeah, he
with
works with Will.
Will.
Yeah. But sorry, Shonda on a tangent, okay?
Shonda
But the
on her
thing about it
tangent.
is Will's out, Will's back out, Ice Cube's back out, LL Cool J's back out. When you hear them rapping now, they sound like they did 20, 30 years ago. And it just makes me think, or even like when Kendrick did the Pop Out show last summer during the whole beef, and he got on stage and was rapping, and then all of them got on stage and was rapping. And it's like these men are in their late 30s and 40s. They sound amazing. But you got these 20-year-olds out here. And look, I am not one to because I'm aware we have a different generation in the kids. I don't like to put down what the kids are doing because it wasn't right when people was putting down what we was doing was my thinking back then. And people gonna look at things differently.
Yeah.
But what I can say is, and it don't have nothing to do with the music, it's more so to do with the artist development and stuff that you talk about a lot, P.
Mhm,
We like I'm a musician, but our people were training their voice.
mhm.
That's why Destiny's Child was in the park running and with weights and backpacks singing at the same time. That's why they ask you to get on the treadmill and run and sing because those are the
Breath
things
control.
the breath control. That's exactly right. You don't see that no more. And okay, cool. Maybe you don't need to do that to get put on. But that's why, like I'm always saying, what the kids gonna do when they get 40 is like, cause your voice ain't gonna still be there unless you're still doing those things. And so you looking at Will Smith, Ice Cube, LL Cool J, they in their 50s. And it's for them to still sound pristine. And I had brought up Kendrick because when they got up on that stage, he does it all by himself. Like the kids can't really do that nowadays. And that was one of the things that they brought up too when Lil Wayne was upset because he didn't get picked for
Yeah.
the Super Bowl. And hey, I've been a Lil Wayne fan. When my friends took me to the concert by surprise, I was crying real tears because I was looking at Lil Wayne, okay? A fan. But Lil Wayne is not training his voice, and you can tell. And it could be because of some of the things that he's done over the past. Who knows if the voice will or will not come back. But that's what I mean when I say there's training and things that they do for their craft that are outside of the actual like music. And you can
Mhm.
tell the people who came up back in our eras or the OGs or whatever, that's how they came up. So if they're like, hey, I'm finna get back out here on the road, then those are the things that they're gonna do. And it just makes me think, is Lil Yachty doing this? Is it cause it's like, and but then there's that whole thing where sometimes that people will say, well, who knows how long we have, because they might have envisioned themselves not living to be of a certain age. If you live
That's
to be a
true.
certain age, though, don't you still want to be doing your craft? You can lose it if you're not, actively working at it. And so that's what I wonder when I say when they get our age, it's not like, are they still going to be listening to rap? Because I believe yes, but it's like, are you only going to be able to listen to what the kids are listening to? Because maybe the people of y'all generation, are they still able to do what they do? Because not if they're not working on their craft. And it's just funny to me. It just keeps coming up to me every time I see one of the OGs pop back out. And it's like, it's not about whether you listen to their music or not, but how they sound. I am always
Mhm,
flabbergasted. You've been doing the work because you sound amazing. You sound exactly the same. That voice, like you said, that breath control.
mhm.
Because some people get up there and they can't do it.
Look, from what I understand in the clips that's been shown of this new Millennium Tour with Omarion and that whole crew, some of those clips have not been good. God bless them.
And then Omarion beefing with Bow Wow.
I'm like,
I'm
guys,
confused. I'm confused. I don't know what's
grow up.
happening. Grow up.
I wish them well. But yeah, that talking about breath control and just performance and continuing to perfect your craft. It seems the videos that I've seen that they need a little bit more work. Everybody on that lineup. I won't be attending that concert, but God bless,
Yeah.
get that money. I don't know how they're gonna make it though, because there's so many acts. I don't know how they're gonna split that.
I mean, what's I'm not up to date on all the people. Who's all gonna be there? Who all gonna be there?
Who all gonna be there?
Yeah, who all gonna be there?
Clips I've seen so far have been Bow Wow, Trey Songz, Pretty Ricky,
Trey Songs.
right?
Trey Songs is
Omarion, Plies, Boosie, Yang Yang Twins, Ray J,
what? Hold on.
Sammy,
Hold on. Back it
Sammy,
up.
Bobby V, Pleasure P, Nivea, and special guest Rick
Uh,
Ross.
Nivea is my girl. Didn't nobody tell me Nivea was coming back out the house. I love me some Nivea. Wait a
Her,
minute.
her video was one that when they
Okay.
first started.
Listen,
But
she's got a lot going on. She
yeah,
she may
God
not have
bless.
been okay. It's fine. I'ma
Yeah,
give Nivea a pass. That's my girl.
all right. Well,
I'm biased.
yeah, that's
I didn't
fine.
know it was
You
all them, and it started out. It just I think I actually just seen a clip of Plies because he brought out Keith Sweat. Was that the Millennium Tour?
know. Mhm.
I missed it.
So
Damn,
they're going. They're still going. I
that's a
want to
lot
say
of
they're
people.
coming. How are they making the money? That's
Are
what I'm trying
all
to
those
figure out.
people at every single stop?
From what I've seen, yes. Now maybe one or two
Wow.
will drop off, but let's see. April 12th they'll be here in Tampa, Florida, and then April 13th down in Miami. So I'll ask some people that I know that are going to the Tampa show and see who pops up there.
Not
But
gonna
they've
lie,
been
P.
on.
I might have would have went to that actually if I had if I hadn't been out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's okay. They can sound crazy because I will be in the stands singing all the songs for them. I wouldn't even hear them go.
And sometimes that's the best. That's how I feel about Mary when I go to see Mary. It's
Yeah,
not about her
it's
voice and
vibes.
singing. It's Mary. You're going to sing the songs with her. Like
If
I
I'm
don't
being
it's a
honest,
good time, and she
Mary
doesn't sound
maybe
that
not.
great.
She may not have. It may not have ever been all the way about the voice with Mary, and I'm only
Mm-mm.
saying that
Mm-mm.
because her stuff was so
Respectfully.
emotional. Because that's why I liked it because her stuff would be so emotional that she would be cracking all over the place. But that's
Yeah.
because she was singing real life. It wasn't, you know what I mean? So it's like to me, that's a part of the allure of Mary and going to see Mary. That's like going to see Fantasia. It's going to at some point, it's going to get a bit like she gonna kick the shoes off. She gonna.
Yes.
This is what I'm here for. Okay, this is why I'm here because I need. With some people, I need the emotion. That's what I'm here for. That's what I need.
Mhm. When she starts
So,
to it's like she gets the spirit when her
Fanny.
lips
Oh
start to
yeah, I love it.
quiver. Oh, man.
She'll be crying, drooling, snot. I'm like, yes,
Yeah. It's like,
Fanny, give
oh.
it to me. Sing this. Yes, I love it.
Fantasia.
I do.
Woo.
I
Oh,
do.
God. I love her too.
Brought
But
back
yeah,
some
so
memories.
some
Yeah.
some concerts you go to just go. You're not worried about the performer doing all that stuff. So, but if for those who are going to the Millennium Tour, God bless.
I mean, it does it sound like a good time. It sound like I guess all of us, aren't still actively making music, right? So we just happy to see y'all apparently. But I
They're
am
having a
going
good time.
to later this month. I'm going to the Kendrick and SZA concert.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, let me know how that is.
it's gonna be my first time seeing both of them actually in live.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm pumped. I'm excited. I will
Yeah, you have to
definitely
let us know how that
debrief
goes.
you. Yeah, when it's at
Thank
the end
you.
of the month. So I'll come back and debrief. I'm very
All
excited about
right.
it. And of course, going to see Beyonce in July.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. I can't wait. Well, clearly this was
Okay.
the Shoot the Shit show,
For sure the
family.
shit.
We're just kind of winging it and going through all the goodness and me passing out and
I can't
mm,
believe.
the adventures of
You know what?
just to
Every
keep it
episode
light
you
and
start
free.
telling a story and then it just something comes out of nowhere in the
I
story.
know.
And
It's
it's
like
like,
I don't
what?
and it's real life. It's my real life. But when I do talk about stuff, I think about it too. I'm like, oh dang, wow, that would sound crazy. Just coming from somebody else if I didn't know it. But yep, thank you as always. You find me at Better3701 on Instagram.
And I am at Hey Shaun Head on Instagram and Threads.
Thank you. Talk to y'all later. Want to stay locked in with us so you never miss an episode? Visit everythinghaschangedpodcast.com and join our email list. That way you'll be the first to know about new episodes and all the fun stuff we have coming your way. Meet us over there.